Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, everyone. It's Russ Leteau here with the Healing Center. It's Sunday evening, 10 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time on blogtalkradio.com. First, we'll get a few formalities out of the road. As I said, my name is Russ Leteau. Our website is www.healingcenter.ca, and that center spelled CENTER.ca. The other thing I just wanted to mention is that we have started, and we've done a couple of them now, to broadcast our weekly meditation gatherings live. And so they are every Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. They last an hour. At least that's how long the show is scheduled for, and it runs. So if you get a chance to join us live, of course, that would be great. If not, feel free to check out the archives, and you can see it, of course, on the profile page on the blogtalkradio.com. We've been doing a little bit of experimenting with different technologies and that type of thing. So I encourage you to, as I said, listen to it, and then if you have any comments about it, the quality of it, the sound and that type of thing, I would appreciate you sending me an email. As I said, we're sort of experimenting with what works best and whatnot. So you can email me at, or if you have any other comments or questions as well, at Russ, R-U-S as in Sam, S as in Sam, at healingcenter.ca. And also, as I said, I do welcome any of your questions. So if you have really anything related to energy psychology, how energy relates to our reality, if you will, and how that sort of, the part that it plays, and really that has a lot to do with pretty much all of the shows and the topics of the shows and whatnot, is how that the world that we see with our physical eyes, our physical reality, our physical world, is the result, not the cause. And I remember, I believe it was a fella on the movie called The Secret, and he talked about how when we look at our physical reality, we're not so much looking at what is, we're looking at what was. And I thought that was a really interesting perspective, because in a very real way, our physical reality is like stepping into the past, because a physical reality is a perfectly mathematically exact manifestation of energetic causes, whether it be our thoughts, our actions, our emotions, that type of thing, that have resulted in manifestation of this physical reality. And that's actually what we're going to talk about this evening. This evening, I like to call it the manifestation ladder. And we use the framework of our 7 chakras to do that, okay? So we've covered that, covered the weekly meditation gatherings. As I said, we'd love it if you would like to join in. That would be terrific. If you would like to call in this evening, the call-in number is 347-327-9944. Also, the chat room is open. So I do the talk show, but I also run the chat room as well. So, and I see we've had a couple of visitors show up. Thanks very much. I appreciate you tuning in. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the chat room. I usually reply to them on air, just because I've found I was going to say I'm really good. I'm pretty good at doing one thing at a time, but not really good at doing 2 things at the same time. So, as I said, feel free to leave a comment in the chat room, and I will reply on air. If it's something that you would like to keep private, let's say, or something like that, if you just kind of hang tight, I can even reply after the show via the chat room as well. So, our offices actually are located in Alberta, Canada. And so for our viewers that are, let's say, further south, I just thought I'd like to let you know that right now our temperature outside is about -30. And we go in Celsius up here, but just kind of as a point of reference, when it's -40 Celsius here, it's -40 Fahrenheit as well. So that might give you a little bit of an idea of how cold it is up here. So I'm sort of snuggled in my office here, and we've got the heat turned up, so it's nice and warm and cozy, and we'll spend the next few minutes together. As I said, this evening I'm going to talk about taking things from inspiration into manifestation. And we're going to use the framework of our 7 energy centers, commonly called the chakras. So we've just actually finished a series of programs talking about the chakras, the anatomy of the chakras, and that type of thing. As I said, they're also stored in our archives as well. So just as a quick review, chakras or energy centers, if we want to use that as a label as well, we deal with, and I'm going to deal with in this program, 7 of what I'm going to call the main ones. So that doesn't mean that there aren't more. There's probably, who knows, countless smaller supplementary chakras, that type of thing. The 7 main ones, they're sort of the ones that most people can agree upon. Let's put it that way. So the 7 chakras, the first one is commonly called our root chakra, or the first chakra, and it happens to be right at the base of our tailbone. Okay. Second one, the sacral chakra in our lower lumbar area. The third one, solar plexus chakra, which is right in the pit of our stomach. Fourth one is the heart chakra, which is right in the center of our chest. Fifth one is the throat chakra, which is in our throat. The fifth one is our brow chakra, which is right in the center of our forehead. The sixth one, did I say that? The sixth one, sorry, is our brow chakra, right in the center of our forehead. And the 7th one is our crown chakra, and that's right on the crown, or the tip of our head. Okay? The other thing that I think this show is very timely, given our economic state in the last while here. And, you know, it seems like everywhere I go, whether it's on the television or whether it's in the newspapers or whether it's on the internet or whether it's in, you know, the coffee room at the workplace and that type of thing, the state or the economic state of the world really is on everyone's lips. And it seems like the predominant theme is how bad it is and how much worse it's going to get. And one of the things that I share with our meditation group, why that when you get a group of people together with a common purpose, with a common mindset, and how, especially, you know, if a person is just starting out to meditate, they'll find it often much easier to do in our group, because when we have those people with that single-minded purpose, it just creates that whole atmosphere that's conducive to that. Now, the thing of that is, there is no moral attachment or no moral divining rod on that phenomena. So if you get a group of people together with a similar mindset, especially when it's fueled with emotion, there's a lot of energetic power or very strong resonance in that. So right now, we have, and I don't want to make light of it, but it's like we have a hurricane of, I am going to say negativity, and I'm going to say fear. And it's my personal opinion, and I'm by no means an economist in any way, that many of the behaviors that we are seeing, especially the ones that make the headlines, have been based upon fear and not necessarily facts. Now, does that mean that we aren't in a time that presents challenges? Absolutely. But I believe that some of the actions or maybe reactions are, I'm going to say, a little bit out of balance and maybe are based more on fear and less on facts, and then it might be some value to apply a bit of balance to that. So here we are in this environment that's creating this massive surge of energy. So I believe now more than ever, and this is sort of something that I've really been starting to put more focus on, is helping people to understand, and also doing my best to practice what I preach, but helping people to understand that we really do create our external circumstances based upon our internal state of being. as I said, sort of towards the beginning of the show, when we look